Alright, YouTube. The Purple Master right here. Covering general knowledge in Aquapazza. Now, I'm going to read about the active emotion system. Alright. The active emotion system is a system which expresses the changes in a character's emotions. By having the character's emotions change to a certain type, characters can gain certain effects. When you play aggressively, the character's emotion rises, giving the character a boost in attack and defensive abilities, and giving you an advantage. So basically, this game's definition of playing aggressively is melee attacks. If you try to stand back and if you have a character with projectiles and try to shoot projectiles all day, your emotion will go down. And I'll discuss what happens when your emotion goes down or increases. When you play too defensively, which is basically standing in the corner, turtling, the character's emotion goes down, causing the character's attack and defensive abilities to go down, leaving you at a disadvantage. Once your character's emotion goes up to a certain point, the character's expression changes and gives them certain effects. When the character's HP is less than half, the character goes into a desperation mode, which increases the effects of emotions. So basically right now, if you look at my character's expression, right there, Konami, this is her neutral expression right there. And that's, I don't know how to say his name. Hakulo. That's his normal expression right there. Even though he got that normal face anyway. But, alright, back to reading this. When at more than 50% health. When at more than 50% health, when at high emotion, your attack and defense is increased by a small portion. Your power meter gain is increased, and certain supers are changed. When at more than 50% health, with low emotion, attack and defense go down by a large portion. Power meter gain is reduced, and when at more than 50% health in low emotion, you're at the danger of being guard crushed. Basically, the rundown of why your defense and attack go up by a small portion when you're at more than 50% health is basically the balance of the game of the active emotion system to basically let you know that we're not going to buff your character up with all of these, attack up and defense up, taking less damage, doing more damage out when you're at more than 50% health. So basically it's saying that you'll take less damage, you'll get an increase of damage slightly, but that's when you're at more than half health. But when you're at low health, it's like they want to really, they're really, what's the right word? They're really promoting you or really strongly suggesting that you play more aggressive because your attack and defense go down by a larger portion, which means you do less damage and you take more damage. And when at less than 50% health, when at less than 50% health and high emotion, attack and defense go up in a large portion. Power meter gain is increased. Certain supers are changed. When at less than 50% health, in low emotion, attack and defense goes up by, attack and defense goes down by a small portion. Power meter gain is reduced, and you're in danger of being guard crushed. So basically the rundown of when at less than 50% health, high emotion, is when you are closer to losing, you might as well say, or closer to a KO, when you're at less than 50% health, they want to try to give you that edge kind of like comeback factor. But that's if you're playing aggressively. That's the thing, though. You know, if you get like 40% and if you don't have any projectiles with your character, then you know more than likely you're gonna have to play aggressively anyway. But you're just gonna have to be defensive about it. And that's the hard thing. So when you're at less than 50% health, they want to give you that advantage because you're low on health. So that's why they buff your attack and defense up by a larger portion when you're at lower health. You know, it's all in balance. So, and when at low emotion, when at 50%, when at less than 50% health in low emotion, the reason for your attack and defense going down by a small portion is because you're at low health and you're closer to being KO'd. So they don't want your damage that you take from your opponent's attacks to be increased because you're already closer to being KO'd. And they don't want your attack to go down that low, but they really want you to push towards you playing more aggressively, which is not turtling and not throwing a lot of projectiles, because it's like the first projectile you throw in the game, excuse me, your emotion is already going down. So you might as well say this game it kind of tries to balance things out with that factor, whatever. And since it doesn't say it in the book, I'm just going to assume that your emotion, like as far as defense and attack changing, it doesn't affect your partner. I know it doesn't say it, and I know a lot of people will probably say, well, yeah, that's common sense since it doesn't say it. But I'm just saying though, you know, because maybe when you're in a combo, that could have certain effects, you know, altogether. But I mean, because your partner does damage. I don't know if every partner does damage to their opponent. They might heal, you know, certain people, but yeah, I don't know that, but I was just saying that, you know. But I believe I've covered everything as far as the buttons, the movement, throwing, guarding, about impact guarding, and the I did forget. I forgot splash attack, and I forgot super. Wow. All right. Set the meter up. All right. What's one of her super? Quarter circle, A plus B. All right. That's one of her supers. Genghis Khan. Even though she says Genghis Khan, maybe that's the correct pronunciation. But let me see. Oh yeah, I probably forgot to notice. I mean to say it, but when you are being aggressive, if you see it right there, I paused it because it'll go away slightly after I pause it. But when you're being aggressive, after I just do that super, my emotion is going up slowly. But see, it's going up. But the thing is you know, that's just for that. But if I like start doing like this, or just even like standing still for a while, it'll still make your emotion go down. But all right, that was a super. And splash attacks. How did I forget that? Oh my goodness. Alright, now super can be done by using one power meter and, you know, inputting that command input. And a splash attack is similar to a super. It's done by inputting the command input for it. And It's an extremely powerful attack that can be done by using 3 power meters, only available when the character has less than half health. When the character is able to use the splash art, the character's health meter will begin to flicker. So that way you'll know. So I guess I'll be back with one part, probably like 30 seconds of a splash art. Alright, peace out.